Uh, Hello, we start our live tour from Tbilisi. Now I am in an old town, and specific name of this area where I am now is a sulfur bus area. Why the sulfur bus area? If you can see these roofs, where the smoke is coming out. These are sulfurs, natural hot water, which is coming from the ground. And this is historical because the name of this city, Tbilisi, derives from the hot water. It means Tbili means warm, and that's why name of this city is Tbilisi. It means warm water. And how it started? It started 5th century when our king, his name was Mukhran, decided to move capital from Visite to here, to this place. Before he did the capital here, here was a forest. Nothing was here, and there was only sulfur hot water coming out from the ground. But then this king, as I told you, he decided to build here city and moved capital from the Tbilisi, which is now old capital of Georgia, to here. So I will show you now this interesting monument here in front of me. You can see this beard here. Look this. This is a symbol of this city. This is Fazan. Why this is a symbol of this city? Because when king was hunting, he loved hunting. He lost this beard here, and he ordered to his servants to search and find this small beard. And the servants find this beard fallen in a hot water, and of course this beard was dead. So we are saying that this is the first citizen of city Tbilisi, this small bird. So what we see now on your screen is this small river which is coming from the mountain. You can see the mountain because Tbilisi is surrounded with the mountains. This is a very small water, but time by time it's getting big. For example, 1958, when there was a communist period in Georgia, this has become very big. Enter in those sulfur buses. You see, all these are private sulfurs. You can book them if you visit Tbilisi. You can book them and have like 1 hour, nice 1 hour, and this water is good for skin, for knees, for health. It's nice. A lot of tourists prefer to book and take this sulfur bus. So 1958, this has become very big, entered in these sulfurs, this water, and as we know, 20 people died because of this very small tiny river. But you know, I will tell you another story. Like after this flood, this river by communists was put in a how to say, it was covered from above in a pipe. It was put in a pipe, and with the pipe it was mixing another big river in Tbilisi, Mukhran. But then later on, we can say 2009, our former mayor decided to remove this pipe and make this river visible again. So now this is still become part of this city. And another interesting, and I can tell you that this is one of the to this area where we are now. This is one of the visited places. When you visit Tbilisi, you must come in this place. So this building which you see in front of you, this one, this which look like a mosque, but it is not a mosque. This is a sulfur bus, most popular sulfur bus in Tbilisi. Name is Chereli Abano. But this one, this with this tower there, you can see, this is mosque. because in Tbilisi we have also mosque. We are a Christian country. Since 4th century Georgia is a Christian, but in this area we have different churches of different religion. So we have also mosque, we have a synagogue. So Tbilisi is quite, how to say, tolerant to the different religion. So I want to show you also this building. You can see this building with the balconies. This is characteristic of old town Tbilisi, because this is coming from the Persia. This is Persian architecture, because Georgia from 16th to 18th century, and especially Tbilisi, was under control of Persia. So that's why we have a Persian architecture here, all these old town places. So now, yeah, I move forward. We'll show you another, how to say, spots of the city. So this square here, which you can see, name is Heydar Aliyev Square. This former Azerbaijan president, and because of the friendship of Georgia and Azerbaijan, our former president Mikhail Saakashvili, he built this square here, gave the name of Azerbaijani former president Heydar Aliyev. Here in this place you can see a lot of restaurants, Georgian restaurants, a lot of cafes. By the way, I would like to tell you about the food, Georgian food. Number one Georgian food is khinkali. Khinkali is like a dumpling with the sauce inside and meat. And this is number one, and the best one you can try in North Georgia, where there is a mountains, mountainous area of Georgia in the north. But in Tbilisi, I will show you on my way. I will show you the restaurant which is offering best khinkali, best khinkali in Tbilisi. But meanwhile, I would like to show you the monument of the king who founded city Tbilisi. You can see this guy, this person, King Vakhtang. See here, this one. He is a founder of the city. His name is Vakhtang. So in 5th century he founded this city. So Tbilisi is a capital 15th century. So I think one of the oldest capital in the world. One of the oldest, yes. So now we are moving in a place where I told you that is the best khinkal place. Here you can see the restaurant Alani. This restaurant offering dances. For example, if you visit this restaurant in the evening, you can have your lunch, and then of course there is a Georgian traditional dances also. You can see, because Georgia we have our unique dance, and it's very nice to visit this restaurant. This is the name is a Pasanauri, offering one of the best khinkalis in Tbilisi. So my guests, when I have guests, they often come in here to have khinkali. Now I would like to show you this area better. This like a church, Metechi Church, which was founded in 6th century, but during the Soviet times, during the communist period, in this place was a jail, because they switched, communists switched all the churches. They give a different function on the churches. So they used this area as a jail, but when Georgia became independent in 1991, it regained its original function, and now it serves as a church. You can see this river here also. This central river in Tbilisi, name is Mtkwari. This comes from Turkey, goes to Azerbaijan. But about this river I will tell you more when we will be on a peace bridge. So now I will continue and show you another interesting spot here. Just a moment, let's see. Here, this is Maidan Square. Maidan Square. This is also one of the, how to say, when tourists visiting Tbilisi, Maidan Square is Maidan means bazaar. So 18th century here was a like big market where local people were buying especially milk products. Now some construction going on here, so I will not go closer to this place. You can see also this area here, this writing I love Tbilisi. This is one of the most popular place for tourists to take pictures, because only here you can find these writings I love Tbilisi. So when my guests are visiting this, they like to take a picture here. So now I am moving in very interesting street. Just a moment, I'm crossing the road. Yes, so now I am, this street name is a Jean Chardin Street. Jean Chardin Street. Who was a Jean Chardin? He was a French traveler who came to Tbilisi, Georgia in 16th century, and he gave us first painting picture of city Tbilisi. So how Tbilisi was looked like in 16th century we know from his paintings. That's why, you know, thankful Georgian people, we gave how to say name of this one of the central street of Tbilisi, name of Jean Chardin, French traveler. Today this is like European street, outdoor cafes, especially last year this period it was totally booked. A lot of people sitting here in the cafes, but now because of the pandemic period you can see this is totally empty here. Now I will move. This one, this unique is like I can tell you that this is the most popular disco in Tbilisi. Unique. So this is favorite place for young people and nightlife lovers. So now we are. This street is, I will show you. See, Georgian Designer Street. Street of Georgian designers. So here you can see the shops and these boutiques of the Georgian designers. So the Georgian designers, you know, some of them are popular. They are making some special kind of clothes, which is like say the made in Georgia. We can say like this. Here you can see this. So for example, Diana Kvaraya, this is also Georgian designer. There is also Bessarion, this is also Georgian design. Some people, some of the, how to say, tourists, sometimes interested in this, and they come here and do shopping. Now we are getting closer to very interesting monument. This is Toastmaster, Georgian Toastmaster. What does it mean? You see this horn here, he's holding a horn. You know, wine making is started from Georgia 8,000 years before. So the original of this monument was found in eastern part of Georgia, Kakheti. It's a very small monument, of course not like this, and it was dated back 3,000 year old. So now original is kept in National Museum, but this one is like here as a monument, as a symbol that in Georgian wine drinking and wine consumption started very long ago. So what is also interesting is that when we are drinking wine with this special horn, you see this special horn here, it does not have a bottom. So when you put the wine there inside, you should drink it whole. So you cannot put it on a table and then wait and drink, for example, after 1 hour. But whatever you pour here, you will say toast, because toast tradition have a how to say huge tradition in Georgia, and every supra, every table, every gathering have leader, and this leader is leading all the party. So the first he will say toast, this toastmaster will say toast, and all toast have its order. For example, first always should be God, second should be parents, then there is all the last toast is for the family where you have this party. Inside in Tbilisi, in an old town, you can find such interesting monument like Toastmaster Tamada. We can say Tamada. So if you will have chance, my suggestion will be to attend traditional supra from traditional supra party in Georgia, and if you will be together with Georgian people, they can offer you traditional Georgian toast. So this one, whatever we see now, this name is a konka. This was a public transport in 19th century Tbilisi. How it was moving, because there was horses here in there. They were horses, and taking from here to 3 kilometers, for example, from here. So this was a very ecological public transport in Tbilisi. Here, if you like, for example, bread, here inside this, one of the best bakeries in Tbilisi, and Georgian bread is very popular and very famous. White bread. Georgian people like to eat a lot of bread in our cuisine. Have a lot of bread. For example, khachapuri is number second. Number second dish, Georgian dish. It's a bread and cheese. So you can, in Georgian cuisine, you can find a lot of bread. So one of the best bakeries you can see, I show you, is there. Near Konka, near this former public transport. So now we are in front of cathedral. This is Sioni Cathedral. This is not oldest church in Tbilisi, but we can say that this was historically this is the most important cathedral in Georgia. This was built in first church was built here in 6th century, but this big one, what you see now, this is from 18th century. So this was a number one cathedral for Tbilisi many years. But now, later on in 2008, another big cathedral was built, Holy Trinity Cathedral, and now Holy Trinity Cathedral is a number one cathedral in Georgia, in Tbilisi. So this I will tell you about Christianity. Religion for Georgian people is very important. So 80% of Georgian people are Orthodox, and they really a lot of Georgian people are deep in belief, and the church quite influences to local people. For example, if there is even in political situation, when the priests are interfering, and they sometimes have influence on the elections. This I gave you example as how influential they are. So now I am moving forward, and will show you one of the oldest carpet shop in Tbilisi. Here you can see the Persian carpet. You can see the Georgian style of carpet, Azerbaijani carpet, and you know, a lot of my guests they come here and buy carpets. It's quite old. You know, Georgia, as I said, Georgia became independent in 1991, and I can tell you that this carpet is, I mean, from the Soviet Union. This carpet shop is operating, we can say, since 1993. 2 years after independence it was open, and now it's still operating. So now we are in a, we can say, Royal District. This is a King Erekle Street, Erekle Second Street. This is also like a European type of street. Here in this restaurant, name is a Kala. We can, you can taste one of them, how to say, best khachapuri. Khachapuri, as I told you, number second Georgian dish. Number one was khinkali. Number second is khachapuri. And this restaurant is offering one of the best khachapuris. Name is a Kala. So, as I said, last year, this period, this area was totally full. Even you could not find a space to move here, but now, because of this situation which is in the world, it's totally empty. Even locals, you cannot find local people here. So about wine, I told you that in Georgian people like wine too much, and we consume a lot of wine, and especially we like white wine. When we have a party, we are drinking white wine, because as we drink too much, we don't want to have like heart attack. So that's why we, how to say, we use the white wine, because white wine not make blood pressure high. So as I am talking about the wine, here we have a very interesting motto in King Erekle Street. You can see this motto: hello wine, goodbye problems. So this is a motto. And here also you can see the grapes. See these grapes, it's not ready yet, but it will be ready maybe in August. So now I will enter another, sorry, that was some problem. So now I will enter another highlight of the city Tbilisi. This is a peace bridge. See this glass bridge, peace bridge. I will enter in this bridge and show you some views from this bridge. This was built in 2011. Initiative was also our former president, Mikhail Saakashvili, and the idea is that in 2000, why name is a peace? Because in 2008 there was a war between Russia and Georgia. So then there was a propaganda of the Russia that this war was started by Georgia, and they wanted to war, but of course it's totally wrong. It's not true. Russians started war, and they wanted to even attack Tbilisi, this city. Then when this war finished, our former president, Mikhail Saakashvili, he decided to build a bridge with the name, and gave the name of the Peace Bridge. And it was a message to the world that we want peace, we don't want war, and we even have this Peace Bridge here. By the way, architect of this bridge is Italian, and of course, and also this bridge have some lights here, and these light systems is from France. I don't know which company is the name of the company who made this, how to say, lights, but I know that this is French. So I was talking about this river. This river is Tqari, as I told you, central river in Tbilisi. So my idea about good city is that it should have, of course, funicular, and Tbilisi have funicular, but of course during this tour I will not be able to show you the funicular. The city should have also the river, and it should have also old town. So these three criteria, this is my personal criteria of the good city. So Tbilisi have all of this. So the central river Tqari, which is, I told you, is coming from the Turkey, starts in Turkey, in south of Georgia, and ends in Azerbaijan, southeast of Georgia. It's a neighbor of Georgia. We have four neighbors: Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and north we have Russia. So this river here is around 7 meters deep, and Fort Tbilisi is quite historical. A lot of Georgian famous poets, writers wrote poetry about this river. So even in Georgian traditional songs, you will find this river a lot of. So this became this is not only river, but became kind of important part of Georgian, how to say, history and our tradition. This river, I mean. So you can see boats here. Last year, this period, these boats were moving back and forth because there was a lot of tourists and taking these tourists from here to there. But you know the situation today. Now I would like to show you this, if you can see, this fortress. This is a Narikala fortress. This is a central fortress of Tbilisi. This since 11th century. So why this is how to say central fortress? Because all the enemy, those were coming to Georgia, Persians, Russians, Mongolians, their target always was this how to say fortress, because if you take control of this fortress, you take control of the whole city, because very nice strategic location. Now I would like to show you this lady, mother of Georgia. You can see one hand this lady have a sword, and another hand have a cup of wine. This is like how Georgian people meet the visitors. If you are good guest, we will meet you with the wine, and if you are like enemy, Georgian people will meet you with the sword. It's kind of a little symbol, but I would like to tell you that this is a communist monument. It was built during Soviet times, so maybe this is there are a lot of Georgian intellectuals, those who don't really, how to say, like this monument on the top of this mountain. And our former mayor, he wanted to remove this monument, but then some people protested, and they did not allow to remove this monument. And the opinion of my guests, those are coming to Tbilisi, they say that it's okay. Some of the tourists from Asia even told me that I came here because I saw the advertisement of this lady, mother of Georgia. So yes, let's move another topic. You can see here this casinos. Name is a Shangri-La. Why I mentioned this? Because this old part of the city Tbilisi, and you can see this very inappropriate building here, the casino, because gambling and the casino in Georgia is allowed everywhere, and this is one of the how to say reason why for example some tourists from some countries visiting Georgia, for example from those countries where this casino is not allowed, they visit this country to make a gambling and so on. So now I have to move another location, and I will move another interesting spot. So now, meanwhile, the area where we are walking now, there is, I told you, the construction going on. This area is, I can tell you, that most expensive area in this city, because in this place, for example, square meter price of the square meter is around 2,000 US dollar here to buy any kind of commercial space for your business. This area is the most expensive, and here I will show you now this office. You can see this office here. This is the office of political party which is now ruling Georgia, ruling party. Let's discuss about modern politics. And this ruling party name is a Georgian Dream, is in power since 2012. And I can tell you that people, I will be honest, at this moment, people not really, now to say, happy with this political party. And this year, in 2020, in October 31, we have elections, parliamentary elections. So I personally and most of the Georgian people hope that we how to say we will have a new ruling party after these elections. Why? And you know, this political party, why, and as one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like that, and especially people who are in tourism like me, that they are promising that we will open the border since after July 1, and then they postpone, then they will say we'll open border, for example, from August, then now they postpone 1st September. The main, how to say, idea, hidden idea, is that they don't want to open border till elections. So let's leave now politics. I would like to tell you history of this building where we are now. This is a wall, and see this. This is an office of Georgia's Pope, residence of Pope of Georgia. I mean, boss of all priests, and his name is Ilya II. But interesting is that this building before was office of KGB during the communist period. Here was a KGB office, and now we have here like office of our Pope, our Catholicos Patriarch. So he's living, and but he's very old now, like around 90 he is. But as I said, church and the priests in Georgia quite influential, inspired a lot of scandals which is connected to them. Anyway, people how to say, still a lot of number of people still follow them. So now we are moving another, how to say, nice street which you have to definitely visit when you come to Tbilisi. This is Shavteli Street. Shavteli Street. Here, why you should come here? Because you can find nice souvenir shops here, and also you can enjoy this how to say, outdoor wine drinking in this area, and nice cafes here also, and see the wine bar here, and hostels. There are hostels, but I don't suggest to book your hotel here because it's in the evening, especially quite noisy area. So here you can just come for walking. See the fruit, this fruit, of course not ready now. These are grapes, but this one is like pomegranate and persimmon. Now I will show you oldest church in Tbilisi. But again, see this is the oldest cathedral here, oldest church since 6th century. This one. As I said, Tbilisi became capital of Georgia in 5th century, and then they started building churches since 6th century. So this is the oldest. You can see this, it was built in 6th, but then rebuilt in 17th century. You can see the stones. This is original since 6th century, but these bricks, what you see, the red brick, this is then when it was rebuilt. So the name is Anti-Icon Church. Inside I cannot go because the construction going on and there's noisy. But when you go inside Orthodox Church, you don't find any seats, despite Catholic churches. So when it's a mess we have every Sunday. It's around 3-4 hours, last time 3-4 hours, and all this time you have to stand. You cannot sit anywhere. Now I would like to show you this. You can pay your attention to this palace. This is the President Palace. It was also built in 2007 by our former president, Mikhail Saakashvili, and this is like a copy of the White House. You can see there from inside and from outside. This is copy of the White House. And why this is a copy of the White House? Because Georgia is a pro-Western country. We would like to become part of Europe and also European Union. The Georgian people want to become member of the European Union. That's why our former president, also a good friend of the United States, because United States helped Georgia too much when we became independent. This was a country who made us like stay alive, because there was a lot of difficulties in the first years of independence. But so then US gave us a lot of support, financial, economical, social support, and military support, and that's why even today, if you ask, there was a poll that 80% of Georgian people want to become part of NATO, North Atlantic Alliance. So about this tower where we are now, this is an interesting tower. Name is a Gabriadze tower. It's not old. It was built in 2010. And if you see in here in the top of the tower, every hour this door is opening, every full hour, and some ladies, puppet ladies, coming out and knocking the bell. For example, if it is 3 p.m. it will knock 3 times. If it is a 5 times. Then you can see this one here, this small window. Every 12 and 7 p.m. this small window is also opening, and there is a performance of puppets, because this Gabriadze, who built this tower, is a puppet theater director. Is working and living in Russia, but gave this gift to this city, like tower, Gabriadze Tower. And another interesting thing I would like to show you here is the smallest clock in Tbilisi. See this smallest, this one. See? Smallest clock in the city, in Tbilisi. And this is also a gift of Gabriadze. So Gabriadze, puppet theater director. Here also we have some mosaic. It's interesting. And it's like a Pisa tower, and that's why it has this special, how to say, defense, not to pull down. You see, not to pull down. Okay, we continue our way in the front. Here is this actual, how to say, theater, and this is him, Rezo Gabriadze himself. This guy is a director, as I said, who built this tower and gave to the city as a gift. See this nice tower here. Okay, now we continue in front of, in the front, and here we have the hotel, one of the 5-star hotels in Tbilisi, and this Ambassador Hotel. By the way, location of this hotel is very nice, because there are another 5-star hotels in Tbilisi, but this the location is this one is the best, because from here you can walk in an old town. Here we have monuments of from the movie, from the popular Georgian movie. This guy is a postman, and this one is a comedian. So you can, when you visit Georgia, you can come here, take a postman. Is film about last postman, and when this profession is outdating, and very interesting movie. Yes, of course, was taken during the Soviet times. Now here another monument. This is a painter, Georgian painter, best Georgian painter, Niko Pirosmani, and his monument. You know, Niko Pirosmani is like a Georgian Picasso. And his story is, how to say, very interesting, because in his life he was very poor, even homeless. And also interesting is that he became in love with French lady, and this French lady he have seen only once on her concert. She was a singer, and the Pirosmani saw her on this concert, and he immediately became love with this lady. And then what happened? This person sold his only house, which he had in Kakheti, in eastern part of Georgia, and he bought a lot of roses. People say thousands of roses, and went in a hotel where this lady was staying and gave these roses to this lady. But unfortunately this lady did not pay even one glass, and did not pay any attention to this person. But later on, when he became famous, his paintings went in Louvre in Paris. But this person died very early age, like when he was 40. Without any kids, without any wife. He did not marry at all, and his paintings was taken in Louvre, but he was not alive anymore. And then the organizers of the exhibitions in Louvre, also this person painted this French lady, Actrisa Margareta, and when this paintings was taken in Louvre, the organizers saw one lady every day was going to the his paintings and staring, and some people think that that this lady is the same, this Actrisa Margareta, like a very sad love story, that this person, but now this Pirosmani such a famous and such a popular, that I told you that his painting is like cost millions, and even very rich collectioners buy these his paintings, and they would like to have it in their own collections. But of course everything this happened after he died. So now I would like to show you another interesting monument, which is in we can say that end of the old town. Name of this monument is Berik Abbey, and this is a ritual. This is ritual which was spread in Georgia before Christianity. So as I said, Georgia became Christian in 4th century, but before, Georgians were pagans. They were worshipping sun and the moon, and especially this ritual was spread in eastern part of Georgia. And you see these people dancing on a circle. This circle symbolizes sun, because sun was god for eastern Georgians and moon was a god for western Georgians. So why they were performing this ritual? Because they believe that they would after, if they perform this ritual, they would multiply better. So this this quite intimate ritual, because here you can see the ladies and men, and of course these are not the husband and wife. Of course those are not husband and wife. These are just part of one community, for example neighbors. And it shows that in a pagan era of Georgia was kind of polygamy. So today in Georgia is a monogamy. Monogamy means that you should have one wife and you should follow these traditions. But this ritual shows that in pagan Georgia was quite spread polygamy, and all community members they have performing this kind of rituals. So today we don't have these rituals anymore. But what is interesting that when Christianity came to Georgia in 4th century, almost all traditions from the pre-Christian era was destroyed by Christianity. But this is one of the rarest ritual and tradition which we know existed before Christianity. So this is not only monument is interesting, but also the tradition which is kept in Georgia, and it's not kept, but which we know that existed before Christianity in Georgia. Now I would like to show you these houses here in front of me. See this building house, block of flats. This was built 1950s by German prisoners. You know, when Second World War finished, Joseph Stalin, he was originally from Georgia, but it does not matter. Joseph Stalin captured a lot of German troops and took them in a post-Soviet space as prisoners, as slaves. And this building in front of us was built by them. Of course, they were working for free. They just given food. Were given just food. But it's such a nice architecture and such a good quality of building. Even today, it's very stable and nice. Of course, it did have some renovation, especially facade from outside. But anyway, building itself is quite stable and nice. And then later on, when it was built in 1950s, here this was given by the communists to the famous actors of Georgia. For example, if we take today the Hollywood stars, we can say 1950s Georgian Hollywood stars lived in this building in 1950. But and a lot of movies also was taken inside those buildings. Of course, Soviet movies. But today it's like all Airbnb or booking. If you like this building, you can just find it in Baratashvili Street and how to say, book your apartment, because even local people don't, Georgian people at this moment not living there, because for them it's more, how to say, convenient to rent it out and themselves move, for example, little suburb of outside of the city center, because when it's a season you could make very nice amount of the renting of these apartments here. Now if I have time, I have just 5 minutes, I would like to show you the wall, because as I said, this is the end of the old town, and during the from 10th century this Tbilisi old town was protected by wall, and I will show you now this wall, this big wall, historical wall. So the old town Tbilisi was surrounded, and the whole Tbilisi was surrounded with the huge wall. Of course we don't have fragments of this wall everywhere, but here we have these fragments of this old historical wall. So this wall was surrounding all, how to say, all old town, and there was kind of gates for the people who wanted to enter in Tbilisi. So there was a gate from the west side, there was a gate from the east side, and all these gates was like protected quite well. But I told you that Tbilisi was like under control of Persia since how to say 16th to 18th century, but 18th century Russian Empire came here in Tbilisi, and Georgia and Tbilisi was under control of Russian Empire 18th-19th century. So when Russian Empire came to Georgia, they destroyed this wall and built another part of the Tbilisi. We say this Rustaveli Avenue. We can say like European architecture, because the European architecture came to Georgia from the Russian Empire. So for their soldiers, they wanted to build the houses, so they destroyed, removed the wall and build an extended city, because they wanted more space for their soldiers. So I think now it's time to end our tour, because of course Tbilisi, there is much more to say, there is much more to see, but you know, the time and this format not allow us to see everything. So to see more about Tbilisi and to know more about this, my suggestion will be to maybe not this year but next year visit this city, Tbilisi. A very nice city. You can enjoy nice food, nice wine, nice weather. But when we talk about the weather, I will tell you that now it's quite hot. In July, August is quite hot in Georgia, especially in Tbilisi. If you go, for example, north, it will be cooler. If you go to mountainous area, of course it will be cooler, but Tbilisi and eastern part of Georgia, July, August is the hottest months. So the best period to travel in Georgia, of course, if you don't want like hiking or trekking, for hiking and trekking, July and August is nice, but of course you cannot do it in Tbilisi. For this you should go Kazbegi, Tusheti or Svaneti. But for Tbilisi, best period is September, October, because the weather is nice, it's very cool, it's not hot, not cold. So my suggestion will be to include in your travel list this country and this city, Tbilisi, this country, Georgia. Tbilisi. Another, we have of course another nice city, Batumi. Once again, my name is Mukhran Guliashvili. It was quite very nice to be with you this 1 hour. Goodbye.